Welcome to Frank Hall Boatyard. It's a third generation boatyard marine facility, started by my grandfather and my father. We sit on the Pawcatuck River, just up from Watch Hill. We had always been on the water here in Avondale. My grandfather was a commercial fisherman with hand lining and lobstering. He had a lobster boat that was built in Noank, Connecticut, 24-foot boat. At that point in time, they'd go from here to over to Montauk or Silver Shoals or just anywhere around here, lobstering and blue fishing and mackerel fishing. And then we got into really being a boatyard after World War II. A great expression years ago that a neighbor once told me, and it's really true in a boatyard, is you're always standing on the foot you want to kick with. And as much as you plan on where things should go, everything changes. So our schedule is pretty close kept to, but it's just amazing of what you have to do each day, to each boat going which way or that way to get the boat in you really want in. So years ago with the railway, we had 5 railways here, and the boat on the very end was first. That's the old saying, last out, first in, because there was no other way to change where they were. So it was a lot easier, although more labor intensive, but the guy on the cradle who was closest to the water was the first one went in. Just had to be. Totally changed with the hydraulic equipment, whether it's the travel lift, to the forklift, hydraulic trailers. Everything you've got now, it's what used to take hours to cross cradle or put on rollers or move around on big cradles. Now you just go with a hydraulic machine, you lift the boat up and move it. We finally have purchased 5 acres of land with a 22,000-foot building that is only 2.2 miles from the boatyard. Indoor storage is the new thing that's happening, and it's much better for the boats in the long run. It's certainly better for boatyards only because you can work in January, February, and March, and even on a rainy day in April, and have this work all completed, so when boats are ready to go in, they're ready to go in, which is the whole key of, we never have enough days usually in a year that are nice enough to get all the work done. So this totally changes the whole idea of how a boatyard works. The boatyard, as I say now, is grown to 110 slips. Largest slips will take boats up to 50 feet. About 16 moorings here. We run the docks at Watch Hill. We also have a dinghy dock there. We also have a rigger for sailboat rigging. We have a varnish team, Benanelli, Brightworks. They come in and their work is exquisite. We also have electronics people that come in. We have a yacht brokerage facility that my wife operates. We've had to have a ship stored. It's grown a little bit more into the products that somebody needs in a Saturday morning. Do you have an extra 100 feet of line? Is there a fender? In our workshop we have an excellent ship's carpenter, Bill Taylor, who was the founder of Taylor and Snedeker and did absolutely beautiful woodworking on wooden boats. There's only a few yards left that know what a wooden boat is and know what a caulking iron is, or the old traditions of as much as 100 years old. So we still do that, along with a fiberglass shop that we can do small layups and repairs. The other item that we've started in the last couple of years is a group that is paddleboarding. And paddleboarding here is really interesting. It brings many, many new people coming to this boatyard.
I've been at the yard for most of my life in terms of having a large boat at least, and then a Watch Hill 15 before that. John's always treated me really well, and I have a lot of respect for John. He knows more about boats and things and parts than most people learn in a lifetime.
A boat we launched yesterday, a sailboat, very nice sailboat. He goes to Sag Harbor, but he comes over here in the wintertime to haul out here, able to do the work himself in this yard. We allow that openly to have people who are at least knowledgeable of what to do to be able to do that kind of work.
Started with John Hall here at 1976, so close to 40 years. It's a family type of atmosphere. The employees, anything you need, ask, they'll help you out, and it's just a great place to be.
There can be a million things, but you have to be a people person, and you can't shy away from a conversation with them because it's important. to make them happy and get the information you need to work on their boats.
Someone invited me to go out sailing on their Watch Hill 15 and I loved it. Johnny let me build a boat with his help. Believe me, I can't even believe that he had the patience to do what he did.
That's the fun of it, is when you know you've accomplished what they needed to have a good time. Problem is you're not having a good time sometimes out there. I'd love to get down the Intercoastal Waterway myself. Have never done it. But one of these days, it's on the old bucket list. Got to see that someday.